Vince Dooley knows a thing or two about great defenses, and he apparently has a lot to say about this current crop of Bulldogs. We'll feature that as a part of our Classic Moment, presented by Classic City Lager. Hello everybody, I'm Brandon Adams. Welcome to the Classic Moment presented by Classic City Lager. And when you think about classic era of Georgia football, one of the things you go back to, the early 1980s, the Junkyard Dawg defense that the Georgia Bulldogs made famous back then, and obviously Georgia making great defense famous once again here in 2021. I had a guy who has been able to appreciate both eras, Tony Barnhart, Mr. College Football, on Dog Nation Daily this week. Had a chance to ask him about what Georgia's doing defensively right now, what the team is doing overall with an undefeated mark and ranked number one right now. Tony, as you would imagine, was complimentary of that group. He's impressed with what they've been able to get done, and he's also recently spoken to the former head coach of the former and famed Junkyard Dawg defense of the 1980s, and he says Vince Dooley likes what he sees there as well. If you're a Georgia fan, I know you'll like this. Tony Barnhart from Dog Nation Daily.
I would agree with that. Matter of fact, I had a chance to talk to Coach Dooley a couple of weeks ago, Coach Vince Dooley. And he said the thing about the Georgia defense now, he said, Georgia had some great defenses in 80, 81, 82, and 83 in that 4-year stretch. Coach Dooley's point was that the thing about those defenses, he said, we had about 4 or 5 really, really great players and a lot of really good players. He said, you look at the front 7 of this Georgia defense, and you say, how many of these guys are going to get drafted? And probably all of them.
Yeah.
And so he said that is the difference, is the talent and the depth of this Georgia defense, and an offense that's finally starting to heal up and show some things.
This is obviously a season in which Georgia's defense has earned endless praise, but there's still something kind of special to hear that kind of words from Vince Dooley as relayed by Tony Barnhart on Dog Nation Daily this week. But also with Tony on the show, the subject evolves to, well, is this defense truly good enough to bring home the national championship, especially in an era which has come to be defined by big-time offensive play? What Tony told us in the show was that the nature, the makeup of this defense, including, as Coach Dooley said, all the NFL talent that it has, may be the separator, the differentiator that allows a defensive-minded Georgia team to bring on a national championship here this season. More of Tony on that topic.
This Georgia defense dictates the game. Okay, this Georgia defense controls what the other team can do. You could see it in the Tennessee game. Yeah, Tennessee came out, first possession, moved the ball down the field, but after that, Georgia pretty much dictated all day long. Coaches in this league, what would get them is the fact that when Georgia substitutes, particularly on that front and on the front, the people that come in are just as good. And so that depth, particularly when you get to November, as we are now, that depth is a wonderful thing to have.
Obviously a great description from Tony Barnhart, and a statement that Georgia fans certainly hope turns out to be true, that Georgia really can use that great defense along with an offense that's better than some realize, to the tune of a national championship before it's all said and done here in 2021. A comparison between these dogs and the Junkyard Dawgs of the 1980s, that's our Classic Moment presented by Classic City Lager. As you're heading towards the weekend, as you're heading towards game day, great chance to get stocked up on some delicious Classic City Lager from Creature Comforts Brewing Company. A chance to enjoy a lager-style beer, which is lighter in color, but no sacrifice in flavor. This is a craft-style lager, which means it's good, cold beer. Simple people like simple things. I'm a simple guy. I love the simple but great taste of Classic City Lager. From Creature Comforts Brewing Company, it's just good, cold beer. So enjoy it this weekend, enjoy the game, and we'll see you back here next week at this same time for the Classic Moment presented by Classic City Lager.